There was one outfit I wore. He said you look like a mortuary attendant.
Uh-uh.
Yes. Mistake I made again. I told him how much I earned. So
I want flog you, but I know go fit flog you.
Ryan Little.
Hey guys, hey Bethans, welcome back to my channel. My name is Austin Betha. Welcome back to Betha's Corner. Yes, our corner, my corner. Guys, today I'm having such an there's a word I want to use, but no. Before that, let us introduce our guest. Because today, you guys know how I always do Ask Betha series, like I get your emails, you guys send me emails, you ask me questions, and then I read it out. And of course, our community of Bethans, get to give you their input and all of that. But this is different because instead of sending me an email for me to read it out, my guest is here, just to really talk to us about some of the things that she has had to deal with, bottle up for so long. Sometimes we're human beings and we deal with stuff and it's just really difficult to express it to someone. And being that myself and her, we've had conversations before, she was the first person to interview me on radio, just in case, you guys. This is Lady J of where?
Nigeria.
Where? Yes, of course, So it's really nice to have her on here today. I'm blabbing. Let her introduce herself.
It's such an honor to be here. I found Austin Betha on YouTube talking about Big Brother.
Yeah.
And like I say all the time, we had small boost one time in the comment section. That was because of lockdown season.
Yeah.
But after that, hey, come on.
It's not that deep.
It's not that deep at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing. I love the work you're doing. I
Thank
admire
you.
you. You're one YouTuber I always, once there is a Big Brother or any other event, or maybe it's a movie, I love to listen to your reviews because you're unbiased, you're very balanced.
Thank you.
You look at it from both ends. So that is one attitude that you YouTubers out there should have.
People should come and copy me.
Learn from the best. But it's so good to be here.
Thank you. So let me tell you now, I'm not doing a lot of talking in this video because again, it's her story, it's her that's here to tell us about it. And if you're watching this, please, I'm begging you, don't be that person that we just quickly keep hard warrior. You don't the type. You not go hear wetin person want talk first. You don't already type. Try to listen. Try to put yourself in their position before you comment. And if you know you cannot do any of these things, please don't place a comment. It's not even that deep. You don't even have to watch it. Do you understand? Like, if you know that you're not someone with an open mind, able to listen to people, just try to imagine what they're dealing with without being or sounding very, very rude. Please, I'm begging you now, because I'm not going to be nice in the comments. Yeah. Because this is personal to me. I know how long myself and Lady Joy has been trying to have this conversation. Yes, last year. In fact, we were supposed to have it a few days ago, and then it rained so heavily, and I'm like, you know what, let's do it today. So this means a lot to me, and I know that conversations like this mean a lot to you guys, the real Bethans. I know them. So you that you are not a real Betan, you can become one by listening and just following like some of these guidelines that I have mentioned. So without any further ado, tell us what do you want to talk to us about today?
Okay, so I basically just want to share my story.
Yeah.
Because I came across a post from me. He said, okay, you have this I don't want to use the word platform, but this opening where people can share their experiences.
My followers in
particular. Yeah. I've talked about this experience a few times, but not so much in depth.
Yeah.
I've talked about a few lessons I learned, but I have not really spoken about the story as it is. So I feel, and I know that some ladies out there will learn from it, from my story, from my experience.
Even me, I'm a lady too.
Yeah, you too. So I just so this is me being as vulnerable
as
possible as I can. So it happened 10, 11 years ago, and I met this guy in the studio. At the time that we met,
Yeah.
you know how it is when you go to a place and you don't even know who you're going to meet or what's going to happen that day. Met this guy. What I liked about him was his outgoing personality, call it sanguine
Oh wow. Okay.
personality. And I'm male. I have the talk side of me, but it's not as strong as my male.
Okay.
So most times when you meet me, you meet the quiet
Side.
of me.
But when she's on radio.
When I'm radio, that's the sanguine me. So I liked his sanguine, thinking about it now, I liked his sanguine personality. He was so funny. He made jokes.
Yeah.
And I laughed at some of the jokes. And then we got talking and we exchanged numbers. This was on I think Saturday, on a Sunday. And then we started talking, came to pay me a visit.
Yeah.
And looked like a nice guy. We talked about different things, music, because he sings too, music, life, experiences, this, that. To be very honest, at the time we met, I was not in a headspace for a relationship, because the year before that particular year, I'd been in one, and I think I was barely just coming out of it. And I'm not one to just jump into a relationship when I've just broken.
Yeah.
I like to
You need
take
some time
time
to heal.
to
At
heal.
least. Yeah.
So I didn't think there was going to be a relationship, to be very honest. But they're talking. He came to my place on a Monday, and by Wednesday, he was already telling me he likes me. Beyond the like, he loves me and wants to get to know me. And when I saw the love, now I don't have a problem with the like, because I know from like it can graduate to love. But when he said that, when I saw the love, I
You're
was a
like,
bit concerned, because we just met. But at the same time, I didn't want to be judged or seen as a difficult person.
Okay.
Because some ladies, I don't have a huge circle of friends, just a few. And some of them have said, oh, you are too rigid. You are too principled. Nobody is perfect. Give people a chance. I said, now, if I go and tell these people that, miss my friends,
that you met somebody and then now
will
you're the
start,
one that's trying to,
So I said, okay, let's give it a try. Let's give it a chance. To be honest, it wasn't love at first sight. It wasn't even like at first sight. It was just okay. When I say I like your personality, doesn't mean I'm in love with you.
yeah.
I just like your person, the funny side of you. And maybe as we get to know each other with time, the likeness, the feelings can develop. But he, on the other hand, already knew what he wanted. And it wasn't relationship. It wasn't love. Like you rightly said, I work on radio, and when you work on radio, you're exposed to meeting people. And he knew that I had the connection to meet a lot of people, and that was
help his music.
And help his music. That was what he wanted.
Just feel good.
That's what he wanted. But he masked all of that and into a relationship like he wanted me. So we started the relationship. It was beautiful the first month. Like if I literally said, bring me the moon, he won't ask any questions. He'll be looking for where can I
get
to get the moon. That's if anytime was coming, babe, what do you want? What do you want me to bring for you? If I said whatever I said, I got. And that was a bait. I've never been in a relationship where a man would dote on me that much. Be so caring, so affectionate towards me. In all the few relationships I have been in. So this was different. So it just looked like, wow, finally.
This is the one.
This is the one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was a bait. So he was all lovey-dovey, sweet, caring, kind, sometimes firm when I needed to do something and I didn't want to do it, and he would say, no, you have to do it, I didn't know all of those were just a mask. I didn't know he was a narcissistic person. And narcissistic people, when they want to get their victims, they study their victims. They know this one has not really experienced love. So they use all that love.
I'll give you what you want.
As a bait. And once they get you, they start revealing their true self. And that was what I saw.
Wow.
But I remembered one of those days, because then I used to work the night shift. So when I come back in the daytime and I've rested a bit and then doing one or two things, he comes around. and he went to get something. And I prayed, I was like, God, you know, I just came out of a relationship and I got into this one. Please, if you know that this relationship is not going to head anywhere, don't let it go beyond where it has gotten to already. And I think I prayed that prayer only once. And it's like after praying that prayer, he seemed to be even more loving. But gradually, the real him started showing short tempered. You get angry over the smallest things.
Oh.
Yes, you get so angry. He will say stuff. He has a bad mouth. Doesn't have his words
So
are
he talked
very
down on
harsh.
you.
Talked down on me a lot, a lot. So when I started seeing those red flags, I didn't think they were red flags. I thought, oh, no human being is perfect. Maybe I did something. That's why he acted
In the way that he did.
and that's what narcissistic people do. They will
They mess
misbehave.
up with your mind.
They mess with your mind. And another thing is one reason why I sort of endured it for a while was because the previous relationship, a lady made a statement at me. She said, now you they learn work for man hand.
What does that mean?
Yeah, that is, I don't know how to handle a man.
Wow.
Yes. So a guy too made another statement, and there was a particular year I was really depressed and I felt suicidal, and I sent a strange message. So he had sent a message to I think he sent a message to my dad or something. And my dad asked him, okay, talk to her. So he tried to talk to me and he was sort of harsh. And he said, no wonder liars do so well around you. You don't know how to keep a relationship. Every time your relationships don't work. Like it's not my fault. So those statements built a determination in me to prove them wrong, to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
That I can keep a relationship, I can keep a man. So even when I saw
those signs,
I acted blindly towards them, as in I ignored. I didn't want to accept. I was in denial. That's the word. I was in denial. It was just angry. But gradually, the anger was even getting more. He was now isolating me from hanging out with friends. So if I hang out with anybody, it's because I didn't tell him. And if he gets to know, it's a big problem. So you are not doing things without telling me. So there was a lot of tension. There was a lot of pressure. And then the demands, the financial demands. Oh, borrow me XYZ, I'll give you back. Oh, borrow me this, oh, please, I'm out of, those are the days of BlackBerry. I'm out of data. Please send me data. I promise I'll give you back. And more often than not, he won't give me back. In fact, salary week became a nightmare.
Because he knows when you'll be
To
paid.
call. How far have they paid? Have they paid? Okay, please, I need XYZ. I need to do one or two things. So the relationship at the point was now becoming more about him than about me.
Yeah.
If he sees me with anything new, maybe a dress or something, you didn't tell me. He gets offended. If he knows that I have money, that money will not buy. Give it to. Okay, this is what time now? This is maybe afternoon. Let's say by 5 p.m. the money has reduced because
you'll find something.
I'll give you back. I will give you back. And most of these things I enjoyed. Looking at it in retrospect now, I realized that most of those things I did was because I really wanted to prove a point that I can keep a man, I can keep a relationship. Because
it's your own detriment.
I didn't know that
it was at my own. Like just looking at it now,
but it was at my own detriment because I just wanted to prove a point. You know, I don't pray for any lady to be at the receiving end of harsh words. I don't, because you're the one who deals with the effects of all those statements, especially if you're a sensitive person. You know, those words really pains me because sometimes when you see your friends, your peers in their homes with their children, and you're wondering what's happening to me, and then you now start saying, okay, Mel, maybe because I acted like this in my past relationships, okay, when I get into a new one, I'll do this differently. You know, so many of them made it look like it was my fault. And I was trying to prove to them that no, it was not my fault. It was the guys who were at fault. So we continued like that until the big one, came. And what do I mean by the big one? I advised him one of those days that he's of age to have his own place.
At this point, where was he staying?
He was living with some family friends.
Okay.
So I said, don't you think it's time for you to have your house? It's being your own place. I said, it's not easy living with people because sometimes you will complain, oh this, oh that, blah, blah, blah. I said, it's not easy, but it's better when you have
No
your own
matter how
place, no
small.
matter how small. I've lived with people before, so I can tell you for free, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And but I don't know whether that was my own doing. We went house hunting together. Now we're doing things like a couple. But when I look at it in retrospect now, there are certain people he introduced me to as my best friend. This is my best friend.
That's what he told them.
So I'm his best friend. There are some other set of people he introduced as his girlfriend. He wasn't proud of me. He wasn't proud to tell people, oh, this is my girlfriend. This is the lady I'm in love with. So sometimes when people see us together, to those who he has told, she's my best friend, they're like, wow, you guys look so good together. Why not ask her out and say, no, 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 no. It's not my destiny to marry her. My destiny.
He'll say that and you would hear that.
No, he wouldn't say it in my presence, but sometimes he would tell me that so and so person is trying to match us. And he has told them that no, his destiny is not to marry me. But
So what was
his destiny was to, in his words, help me grow, to be better. And then when the man comes, he will now hands off. So I was a project to him. Yes, yeah. Well, so I took all of this because I was afraid of being judged. That because the me that I know, I won't take that. Since you are not proud to tell people I'm the one you're with, since your destiny is not to marry me, then there's no point
being together
because you're going to be sending a wrong signal to people around. A lot of people thought we were
an item.
An item, you know. Some thought. I have a friend of blessed memory now. She passed away last year, and she was in the know from day one. As in, that is one friend that in everything I have ever been through as a person, as a lady, the tears I've cried, the times I've felt like I was done with life, she was there. So one of those days, I took her to see him after a long time. And that day, for whatever reason, I don't know, she decided to question him in my presence. And she said, what is going on between
the both of you?
And he looked at me, should I tell her? I was just looking at him. He now said, he was about to talk. And she said, and she shouted, she said, please, if you know you don't want to marry her, leave her alone. You are blocking other people from coming. I had an issue with it. Because at that point, I was foolishly still trying to protect what I thought I had. On the other hand, I would have preferred if she had called me aside and said, I want to question, I want to confront this guy. And I would have told her to go about, because at least I knew him better than she does. And I know how he takes things like that. So she really gave it to him. And then he now started talking. And let me even add, at some point he said that he prayed about us and God told him I was not the one. I should go back to his ex. That's the person he's supposed to be with. That was where his mission in my life is to help me grow came from. But
wow.
Yes. But she is not she's not in Lagos. She's elsewhere. So it was easier to
be with you.
Be with me.
And then also
But in terms of who he was going to end up with, a majority of people knew it was the other lady. So I was just the best friend. So till now, so when I think about those things, but I don't even understand why I just decided to allow this guy to just play the kind of game he played, because outrightly, he wasn't 100% with me. And I knew that he wasn't. But yet I still carried on hoping that maybe somehow by some stroke of, I don't want to use a stroke of luck or stroke of whatever it is, he will come to his senses. But as it progressed, he wasn't coming to his senses. He was rather being parading her around, oh this, oh that, oh this, oh that. And so my friend now said, okay, fine, since you say you have somebody, then let her be. Let her be. Don't you can, because you've been around her like you're in a relationship. Other people around her having the impression that
Seeing you both
seeing you both
together.
together and all of that. I was upset with my friend and we didn't talk for a long time, for months. Because I felt like,
Your man, you disrespect your man.
girl, foolishness.
I'm glad that you're laughing.
Oh God. Oh, because he took it out on me a few days later. He said it's your fault she spoke to me like that. You don't act with respect. Else she wouldn't have had the mind to talk to me like that. So and that message I said, you see, this is why I would have preferred you, so that he doesn't begin to talk about you like this. So in my own way, aside from the foolishness, I was also looking out for her. So she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, I didn't mean for we didn't talk for a long time. And her babies were like my little baby, they're all grown now. She's of blessed memory. She passed by July to be 1 year.
Wow.
So we were that close. As in, I was so upset that even going to see the children, I didn't go that much to go and see them because I was mad at
Their mom.
their mom. Until I think I came to pay the visit, and then we had a conversation, and she said, it's not like she planned it.
It just
It just
happened.
happened. And though at the time, we were no longer together. When I told her, I said, and you see, when I said this one now, you were angry with me. I said, I was not angry because you looked out for me. I was just angry that at least if you would have told me, you would have given me heads up that this is what you're going to do.
So from the period when she had that outburst, like how long were you guys together, you and the guy?
Well, the relationship was already crumbling, but
You were trying to
trying
fight
to
for it.
fight for it. And so that was the year he said, okay, I need to move to a place. Okay, can you help me, bro? Can you help me loan money? I'll give you the
No, wait.
equivalent.
Take it.
I should take it back.
Like after
That outburst.
after the whole I'm just here to push you forward to help your destiny and all of that. That he has somebody that he's going to get married. Now he wants to get a house.
Yes.
So you, the helpee
or the helper of destiny.
Naive now the helper. You be helpee. Man. Okay.
Yeah, so so he said, okay, loan me some money, I'll give you the equivalent, whatever is being deducted from your pay. I'll give you the equivalent. So if I give his okay, if it was like 200k and they deduct maybe like 20 or 25k every month. So as soon as it's deducted, he was going to reimburse
the 20k.
The 20. You understand it now?
Yeah.
So I also had one or two things I wanted to do. I factored in my video, I factored in some recordings that I needed to do, and I needed money too. So okay, fine. I factored it in. Went house hunting together. Eventually, when he got a place, I was in the know of everything. Cleaning of the house was just both of us. Now we're doing things that a couple that's going to settle
small
down.
Wife detail.
Serious, not be small wife duty. Was going to do, and it took me a long time to actually even forgive my own self for allowing myself to go through all of that. Clean the house, arrange the house, set the house up. Even my own house.
You know, set them up like
set
that.
them up like that. When I moved, I started living by myself for the first time. I didn't set up like that. But it looked like this was where
this was going to be home.
I thought, oh, the plumber is coming. I'm not going to be around. I'm at work. And like I said, I used to do the night shift. So most times I was always free in the daytime. So he would give me the key and I'll go wait, supervise the plumbing work. And then sometimes if he gets back, hand him his key, stay for a bit and then go to work. Or he would, when we are done, lock up and then meet him where he is, hand him his key. That was the way he said that is not everybody he can trust in that band. Narcissistic have a way with
Hmm.
words. They make you feel like you are the best thing in the whole wide world, but that one, like I say on radio, point talk, na point talk. But at that time, I was just like trying my best to see, okay, if it will, dragged and dragged and dragged and dragged, and eventually we didn't officially say we're done. It just we just fizzled out. It wasn't working anymore. It really wasn't working. So at that point, I just had to face the reality. And then when it came to okay reimbursing the monies, he wasn't. And then I was getting calls from the microfinance banks demanding for their money. So that was 1 year that I just existed. I wasn't living. I
Oh.
wasn't even seeing as much as 5,000 in my account. And then imagine working 30 days, 31 days.
And then when they deduct all of these things, nothing
You
to show
know,
for it.
eventually when I asked him, he said, it's your fault now, it's your fault. I told you to take it easy, you did not take it easy.
It's
So
your fault.
my fault. So I just didn't know what to do. And then when I say in a day, the only time I start breathing easy is maybe let's say from 4 p.m. because it's close of business already. But the moment it's getting to 10, because I know it's another day, my heart begins to palpitate because I'm like, another day is going to come. They're going to call me. It was terrible. I don't wish for anybody to go through that. Eventually, after one or two talks, because I had to involve someone, because he wasn't saying anything, he kept blaming me. It was my fault. Me, when I make up my mind, nobody can change my mind, blah, blah, blah. This, that. Before then I said, if everything had gone well and she had paid the loan, you wouldn't be saying this. You can't leave her alone to pay this money. Pay something. Before he reluctantly now started paying little by little, and somehow that was able to help me still offset and also take. If hunger could kill people in this, I'm sure it would have killed me, because sometimes, because of the way the whole thing came, sometimes I can't even afford a good meal. I'm being honest with you. I can't. All those things that we ladies would need, sometimes I would just have to sit down and hope that okay, maybe a voiceover job will come through. I'll have something. A voiceover job comes through. I'll get something. There was one voiceover job with a big brand. I almost lost because of him. I got the call. We were together when I got the call. And so okay, I'm heading to Bagada because that's where the studio was located. I'm heading to Bagada. He said, for what? I said, oh, they want me to go through his script, and he got so offended. Why are you going to Bagada? To go and do what? Can't they bring the script to your house?
Who brings the script to the house of
I said, why would they bring the script to my house? This is what you do all the time. You make people mistreat you and belittle you and disrespect you. You are going there to go and look at a script when they can easily bring it to your house. This is what you do. That I'm getting tired of you. I'm getting fed up with you. I'm going to walk away from you very, very soon. So he's been
Oh,
saying
so
it.
wow.
Yeah, he's been saying it. Said so many things, complained. The way I look at the way I walk, some people are even observing how I walk. I don't look nice. I don't dress well. Blah blah blah. So
This affected your self-esteem?
a lot, a lot. So eventually now, I was actually even waiting for their call. But even if they had not called, I would still have gone. So by the time they would call me, I was almost at the office. I said, I'm already at the office. People didn't call on time. The following morning, because when God has his hand on certain things, if something is meant for you, there's nothing anyone can do about it. So the following morning, I just got into my bus stop from work, and the lady who called me said, please, we really need you. You need to come. I said, okay, I'm just coming from work. She said, I need to take a shower. She said, no problem. Just when you're done, take a cab, whatever the cost will pay. So I knew that I cannot tell him about this same work because I know how he reacts. So I kept that job away from him, got back. I didn't even as much as lay down to say I want to sleep. Took a quick shower, dressed up, and came out. I voiced until 10:30, 11, and I was done. So he called later and he said, I said, oh, I'm still at work. I'm voicing one or two things. Because he heard I'm still at work,
He didn't make
make
troubles.
trouble. But I knew I was. But it's sad that I had to hide that from him. In fact, when they even paid me for the job, he didn't know.
Mm.
Because if he had known, he would have been pestering me for his own cuts. There are some one or two jobs that he got to now. Like, how far have they paid me? Don't forget my cut too. And don't forget my
His court.
yes, because sometimes he will say, oh, I'm her manager.
Oh,
I'm her manager. And it's not like even he got those jobs for me. He's not like he sourced for those jobs, you know. But he was one very entitled person. I don't want to ever deal with those kind of people ever again. But eventually the relationship just, let me say, died a natural death. It just wasn't working anymore. But I now had to deal with the aftermath of a lot of things that were done. The belittling, the name calling, the body shaming, the hurt, the always making me feel not good enough. Like if I wore a knee-length dress, he would tell me, why you're exposing your legs? You have big legs. Wear longer dresses to cover your legs. You're looking at me. Yeah, so it was a lot, a lot. If I begin to go into everything in detail, this video will be very lengthy. So when we broke up and then I tried to start building my life, that's when I realized that I was deeply hurt at certain things that he had done and he
yeah.
had said to me.
Mhm.
It was going through therapy that made me understand that what I went through was what they call PTSD. I didn't know at the time that I had PTSD, but I just knew that I sort of shut down and wanted to just, my decision was, you know what, I think I need to deal with myself because I feel like I'm attracting the wrong
Type of
type
man.
of man. It's not, he made me feel like I was a problem. He made me feel like everything I ever went through was my fault. Anything anybody does to me is my fault. He even tried to subtly suggest to me to resign from working.
The same work that
The
when you
same
get paid,
work,
he collects
yes. He
his
wanted
cut.
me, he said it one time, it's your fault. Because at first, at the beginning, I was doing the midday before there was a change, and then I was put on the night shift. So he blamed me for the night shift. Said it is your fault. You're on night. If I were in your shoes, I would tell them I'm not working again and walk away. But you are still there. What are you still doing there? You shouldn't. No, made me. So I asked him, okay, what would I be doing if I decide to, okay, walk
Walk
away?
away.
He said, then when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. I said, I cannot live my life based on when you get to a bridge, you cross it. If I'm going to walk with, then there should be something
Of
else
course.
that I can fall back on. And there's nothing. I noticed that if I try to do one or two courses to upgrade myself, he would, if he gets to know about it, he will revolt. He would stop it. It's like he didn't want anything that will make me better. I didn't even know that at the time he was looking at me as a competition. So he wanted,
Because you sing
I
also,
sing, and
as much as he does.
he knows that musically wise, I'm better. He knows. He told me to my face, you're singing rubbish, because I had a second album then. You're singing rubbish. Your music is rubbish. Nobody will listen to your music.
Wow.
Yes, he said those things to me. I don't even know what you're singing. Just look at what you're singing. Now, if somebody hears how he talks, you would think, okay, maybe if you listen to his own album, he's going to be,
Better.
oh God, you know. So, as in, when I think about the whole thing, I could see that there were things that are actually working for me. But he just had to come in. He noticed a lot of things are working, and what did he do? Sabotage it, make me feel less, make me feel not worthy of anything good. Just practically want to destroy. And that is the mission of most narcissistic men. When they see someone doing well, especially somebody else doing, a lady doing well, to them, why should she be doing well better than me? Why should she be doing this? It should be me. You know, they have this false world thing they build around
Yeah.
themselves to be the only, for them to be the only ones in there. So anybody who must be with them in that world must be smaller and not You know,
How long
so
were you guys together for?
for a year plus, a year, a year.
So
So
like after that relationship, like you've how do I put this question now? Have you experienced something like that with like other people? You know, sometimes people speak to you in a certain way.
mm-hmm,
You get used to hearing those things and you start believing them.
mm-hmm.
Such that when you now meet
They've
someone
known
else,
else.
you start acting in that capacity of being small because you're used to
Used to, yeah,
hearing that.
hearing that, yeah.
You know, how did that work for you after that?
Funny enough, after that relationship, I needed to sit with myself and deal with me. I needed to find out, okay, what is it in me? What am I doing? What energies am I giving that is attracting this kind of men? So for a bit, I was in a relationship, but eventually I met someone, and he seemed, we had an organic friendship. It was growing. I went for a course, a leadership course, and we were in the same. When they grouped us, we're in the same group, and we got into talking. I wasn't thinking of a relationship, but I liked his personality, funny guy, you know, sanguinish. And
Yeah,
then,
and this
eh,
sanguineous.
no, because no, that's
I mean,
for
I
a
get it.
male,
I get it.
for a quiet person, that is like an attraction.
I
You know,
get that.
you can't attract your a male like you now. You know, so, but one of the things I really appreciated about him is he was sort of sensitive to me because I told you I work night shift. So when I close in the morning, I take a shower in the office and I head out. The class starts at about 8, so I have barely 1 hour 30 minutes to just close my eyes
Mm-hmm.
before the class starts.
Starts.
So sometimes during the class, he will notice I'm tired and he'll say, "Okay, just you can lean on my shoulder and sleep for
Mad
a
oh.
bit." Seriously. So I would sleep, but sometimes I was
Lean on
I
me.
think for like 30 minutes and he would say, "Okay, I think the lecturer is looking this way." And then I'll be up. But that 30 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes power nap
Mm-hmm.
helps a lot. So we're in class from 8 till about 1 o'clock, 1:30. But we're very good friends. No pressure. Beautiful friendship. So we finished the course. We met once at the concert. And after that, we didn't really see again. We're not even in commission like that. Maybe once in a while where we remember, how far, how you doing? How you doing? So was this particular Christmas, he chatted me up and said, it's been a while. How are you doing? So why are you off to? I said, oh, I want to go watch the movie. That was when this wedding party came out.
Okay.
I wanted to go watch it. So he said, can I come? I said, you pay for the movie now. He laughed. So I said, you're not coming again. He said, since I'm not coming, just pay for two of us. So I said, so you want me to buy 2 tickets for two of us when you're not coming? So we just chatted and that was it. The following year, I noticed that our chats were beginning to get more frequent. But even at that, I didn't read any meanings to
Into
it. But I love the fact that we were very good friends, checking on each other, having conversations. There was a concert I was going for, and I told him about this. Oh yeah, I'd like to come. And then he came, but he now asked me, said, "What if I tell you that I'm going to be late, or what are you going to do?" I said, "You'll meet me there now." He said, "Really?" Because it was by ticket, and I'd used 2 of my meals to register for the event, one for me, one for him. So he said, "You mean you leave me?" I said, "Yes. When you are done,
you meet
you
me
meet me
there now.
there. Call me.
Wait,
I'll
what
come
was he
out."
supposed to
I was
what
supposed to wait for you. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. It was like, wow, be calming down, Sha. I'm in your office. I'm at your gate. So went out, hang. I liked the hangout. We're good friends, playful. Like I said, organic, very
friendship?
organic friendship.
Yeah.
So as that was going on, now I was not quick to start telling him all the things I had been through. Yes, I remember I didn't start on that note. The note was getting to
Know
know
each
him,
other.
know each other, understand each other, and with time. But I noticed that I was beginning to sort of, I think I begin to like this guy. I think I begin to like this guy. So I prayed about it. And I was like, you know everything I've been through as far as men are concerned. And I don't want to start again. So if this isn't going anywhere, please let's just be very good friends. Let it not go beyond friendship. And so we'll chat in between the day, check up on each other, we'll call. You know, he's the only one person at the time that if he calls me at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock,
You pick.
I'll pick. If I call him at that time, he too, he'll pick, you know. So He started dropping, saying some things. I didn't know he was observing me. And then he now said something. He said, when we're having our course, one of those days when we're having conversation, he asked me a question and I answered him. He said he asked me the same question again not too long ago, and I gave him the same answer. So he was like, okay, she's honest. She's an honest person. So I gave him the same answer, no format, no addition, no subtraction. So that when I know, is this guy actually checking me out or something? Then eventually he said, oh, I really love to come meet your friends. I love to meet with them. Now, when a guy starts to talk to you in that tone, you know that okay, he's probably trying to check you out, check your circle of friends,
Just know how far you
know
can
how
go
far I
with you.
can go, and he can go with me. But even at that, I didn't read any meanings. So one day we had a conversation, and he was saying something about him trying to get to know some ladies, and he got disappointed that the ladies wanted more. I said, okay, did you define the relationship? He said, did I have to? I said, yes. Sometimes or most times, it is very, very good when you define a relationship for boundary sake. So when this person knows that both of you are just friends, there are boundaries. So you know that as a friend, you cannot go beyond this boundary.
Mm-hmm.
If it is going to go beyond that, it's with time, and you're going to be the one to initiate the next level is going to get to. So it's like, but you don't think in that way now because I've known you for a bit and you've never for one day, you know, acted like you wanted anything with me. And I said, you need to understand that not everybody would think like me. You don't know the experiences I've been through. You don't know what I've had to go through, the path
Mm-hmm.
I've had to walk to get to this point. So everybody can't be me. They said, well, it's true. So as when I say good friends, really good friends. Sadly, and very unfortunately, he passed away in April.
Oh wow.
Ah,
April this year.
no.
Okay,
April,
okay. After like around that
yeah,
time.
around that. Like,
Wow.
so I was like, I don't understand what's going on. So if you even go on my page, I think he's about the only person whose picture I left there. We were best of friends. If I
Yeah.
was going to sing somewhere, he would come with me. He would take pictures, he would do videos and send the videos to me. So he loved to see me shine. He loved to see me.
Unlike the other person.
Yes,
There was a time you made a post on your page. You were clarifying. I think it was around you saying, "Oh, you love kids."
hmm
Like why did you make that post? So in the post, she had. I don't know if you took it. Did you take it down?
I took it down.
She had tried to clarify some things, and I personally am not that person that will just start asking you
Mm,
what happened, because I know that sometimes when I post something, it's probably because something happened,
happened,
or
yeah.
and
Mm.
that warranted me, making that particular comment in that moment. Like what happened? Because I saw when you were saying, "Oh, I don't have, those are not my kids."
hmm
Were people thinking that
Yes, a lot of people are thinking I'm a mom. I have kids. Some people think I'm married, and when I say I'm not, go Jare. Maybe you're even hiding the man self.
they don't ever believe
They don't
believe
believe. So I'm like, okay, what is it? Is it they say the way I carry myself? I carry myself like somebody who is a wife and who has kids. I know I love children a lot. I think where kids are one of my weak points. And sometimes I take pictures. I have godchildren. I take pictures. I do videos with them. And to some people, those are your children. And then some send me DMs. You know you're still single. It's not good when you post pictures like this, videos like this, because people will think
they're yours?
they are yours. So I said, okay, if you look at the post, I always put the full name of the child. My name is different.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the child is different. So that should tell you that this is not the mother of the child. And I'm that person that from the early stage, if I'm pregnant, I may not put everything at the time when I'm pregnant. Maybe when I've had the child, and I'll not show you the whole
Process.
process. So for my own safety and to also protect the identity of the children, I had to take down most of those videos and take down the post as well, just to clarify that hey, there's nobody. I am single. I've never been married before, but I definitely will, to God's best.
Amen.
So just for everyone's clarity, that's how I had to do that.
So
Make
do you
that
still
post.
get pressured from like family or from like friends, or not pressured to get married now? Like the whole is your fault type of thing, does it still come to you?
Well, maybe not so much. I would say unspoken pressure.
Okay.
The pressure is there, but it's not.
They don't voice it
Don't
out
voice it out like before. Maybe because at some point, somehow, there's a lot of time has passed, so that proximity is not there like it used to be. So there's no opportunity to even
Everybody is
say,
dealing with like whatever
eh,
it is that they're
so
dealing with.
as much as possible, if it happens and they get to know, oh, well, thank God. But I try to just learn to keep certain things
To
to
yourself.
myself. Even that whole relationship issue, nobody in my family knew
Yeah. I just feel
because
like with marriages, yeah, and relationships, we don't particularly have control over, oh, I'm going to get married to this person, or this is when I'm going to get married.
mm-hmm,
I feel like at the end of the day, God's time is the
yeah,
best,
yeah, mm-hmm,
and when you want something, it might take forever. Delay is not denial,
mm-hmm,
like they'll rightly say.
yeah,
Um, again, it's not the time to start typing. You should have done this
mm-hmm,
because the is and it's sad because a lot of ladies live in denial.
yes, yes.
And for the guys, please let me know. Like, does it happen to you as well? You're with someone, you know that she doesn't really like you that much, but you are just there, believing that it would work. Because I can speak for ladies, it happens a lot,
A lot, a lot, a
a
lot, a
lot,
lot.
and those kind of people, you don't advise them in that state.
Ah.
Okay, so I'm sure that there was really nothing anybody could have told you in that moment that you'll be like, oh yeah, I see the point. Because they will tell you, I understand, but after
Mhm.
I understand, they're going back
In,
there,
in my own case, like I said, the determination to
prove a
prove
point,
a point. So if you're coming to talk to me, oh, I noticed this, I noticed
and you're
this,
trying to say leave. It's
uh
like bad
then the
signal.
same you who tomorrow will not tell me it's my fault, I'm not in it. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
that whole mindset, it really didn't. I felt caged,
Yeah.
and I want to say this: say family, friends, be kind. Be kind with your words. Sometimes when you say, like what I told you, somebody said to that statement, that thing pains me. It's like a woman who has multiple miscarriages and you're telling her it's your fault you're having miscarriages. No
Yeah.
woman prays
For
for
miscarriages.
miscarriage. No lady that I know prays that she gets into a bad relationship that won't work. None. We all want our relationships to
To work.
work. That is the truth of the matter. So because I was tired of you date, then suddenly it goes bad. Date again. So I was like, whatever it is, let at least one relationship
Work.
work. So there were lots of lessons I learned from that relationship. Like I said, the guy already knew what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So every man know what they want from a woman. That's the truth.
So true.
They know what they want. They may
So
not
so
tell
true.
you at the beginning when you guys meet, but deep down in their hearts, you already know this is the one I want to spend the rest of my life. Oh, this one is just chop and clean mouth. She's not a wife material. This one, let's just be together for the
For the
long run.
road.
But the real one is by the corner, is by the
Wow.
side. They know. It's not the case of I didn't know. I don't most times don't believe it. That is one heavy lesson I learned from that relationship. Second, I learned is I'm enough. I am
You are enough.
enough. You are enough. You're not you're not a bad person. We all have strengths, we all have weaknesses. And if you study scripture well, when it starts highlighting the characteristics of love, love is patient, love is kind, love does not talk down on anyone. See, it's clear. So when you have a relationship where a man is belittling you and making you feel less than
Of
a person,
yourself.
that's not love. Because love will never hurt you to the point. There's pain in love when somebody does your something to you that you don't like. That
That's
one is
different.
is different. But when somebody consistently tells you, there's one outfit I wore, he said you look like a mortuary attendant.
Uh-uh.
Yes. So you see that isn't love. That isn't love. Nobody will make those kind of comments at you and then say it's out of love. Come on. Come on. So
Wow.
love will never destroy your confidence as a person. Love will not bruise you to the point where you are beginning to doubt your own self. Because at the point I started doubting myself and doubting my giftings, my talents. What did I do? Why is this guy treating me? And sometimes he will see that his attitude is hurting me. He will start laughing. And so, yeah, sorry, but you made me angry. Like I said, meeting people, contacts, that was his goal. And of course, the mistake I made again, I told him how much I earned. So,
I want flog you, but I know the fit flog you.
no, now I
But
was
I mean, I
naive
get
when they
that.
said, "Oh, when you're in a relationship, you tell, be plain, be honest."
Oh yeah, I can be
Uh-huh.
plain. I can
I
actually
didn't know.
be
See, all these
plain.
things, the joy of now that has learned so much, that has learned and has grown, is from that experience. So as it is, and if God brings a man my way, that's not the
And
first thing
he
I'm going to
will.
tell you. He will.
Mhm.
It's not the first thing I'm going to tell you. It will take some time. And I don't want an insecure man, because narcissism
Of
is
course.
buried in a lot of insecurity. So
On
I
their
call
part.
it, yes, false confidence.
True.
They look like they are confident, but actually they are very insecure. So this girl is better than me. Why? She cannot be better than me. So
Wow.
anything that is working, we've seen a lot of examples,
Of course, a
So
lot of
a
them.
lot of examples where the guy has an issue with the fact that this lady
It's doing better
is doing
than
better
them.
than me.
And
Why?
that's actually the reason I wanted her to speak about it. It's not because she hasn't moved on from it. It's just I've seen that a lot of girls, and I'm saying it like from a factual place, right? A lot of girls, oh better, I'm with this guy, but I know that first of all, I'm not a therapist. Let me just put this out there. But I think it's in the way that I communicate with my
Our audience.
audience.
Hmm.
They feel safe, speaking to me about certain things, about what they are dealing with and all of that. I recently had a conversation with one of my followers. She was talking to me about her marriage and all. And for me, it's like I've noticed that a lot of times, a lot of girls stay in relationships to either prove a point,
Hmm.
or some people just don't want to be alone.
Fear of being alone.
And like sometimes being alone is okay.
Hmm.
I'm not saying be alone forever.
Forever, yeah.
No. But sometimes choosing yourself, choosing your own peace, choosing your sanity
Hmm.
over other people is important.
Very important.
Because in the moment of silence, you sort of find yourself, you sort
Hmm.
of, know your strength, know, oh, this is what I like.
Hmm.
I don't like this thing. Such that when someone then comes in, there's already a clear cut boundary. Oh, I can't stand this thing. Please don't do it to me. But if you're always with people, you don't even know the things that you like
Hmm.
as an
As an
individual. So
individual, yeah.
you need
You need that
you need
space.
that
That
space.
space to think.
So when you
That's
start feeling very abused, or very, I don't know, when people start treating you in a certain way, you need to actually just give yourself space.
hmm
I'm not saying
very
break
true.
up, or not be me go tell you that one. If you want to stay there now, But my own is just take some time
Of
away from that
yes,
person
from that person.
and just reevaluate a lot of things. Because at the end of the day, you will now marry.
And then it's going to be worse.
It
And then
never gets
it never
better.
gets. But let me tell you, let me say this. I know I don't have experience as a married person,
Neither
but
do I.
I'm the guest here.
No, you be guest.
But what I'm trying to say is that look, most people say marriage will change the person. It
You
would.
know they change. If
It
they
actually,
worst,
hey,
if
let
you
me even
marry a good
elevate
person, it becomes better.
better.
If you marry a bad person, it
It's
becomes
worse.
worse.
It's worse. A narcissistic man now is going to be worse when you marry. This quote has always stayed with me. A lizard in Nigeria will not to go to America and turn into alligator.
Not be me talking, you don't hear them.
Who you
Lizard na
are,
lizard.
lizard na lizard, alligator na alligator. Who you are is who you are. It
Yeah.
only gets better
In
or
fact, the
worse.
real self
Comes
comes
out,
out more.
comes out more. So it is very, very important that you, when you see these things, you don't go and paint the red flag, paint it to white or paint it to pink. Oh, there's nothing wrong there. Everything is okay, just because of the destination, marriage.
Oh, and something just popped in my head, yeah. It's very important that when you meet somebody, you're not very quick to start,
Telling him everything.
not even, yeah, that too,
Mm-hmm.
but start brandishing him everywhere. Everywhere.
yes,
Meet this person, meet this, like, because the thing is, everybody will then think that you guys are there until you're sure. And I know that some people will take this, some people will not. You know, once you meet people the first day, everybody must know. Continue. You know, your status, everybody.
There is a place for working in silence, being quiet about certain areas of your life. See, the world does not need to know everything that is happening with you.
And that's the problem. You know, better you are too secretive. Better you don't tell us this. You don't tell. I know they tell.
No, there's a place for it. Let me tell you something. We're both Christians. If you follow the birth of Jesus, when Herod was looking for him, was killing children, when God appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Take the child to Egypt," and he said, "Don't tell anybody where you are." It's not like God can't protect him, but you also need to do your own part.
Help yourself.
If you go and say, "Oh, we are going to Egypt," or Herod is coming for us,
they feel no come, they will send person.
There's a couple, they are running with their child. Oh yeah, go and block them. But God
sometimes
just be quiet about it. Be quiet about it.
This is our advice. Not all of them.
I know.
Some people, they're not fit. If they never prepare for social media,
you're not in a competition with everybody.
Social medium. If you never prepare my man, no problem. No, I don't have a problem. To be honest, I'm even happy for you. You know, but I feel like sometimes it is really important to stay quiet.
Quiet, yes.
You know, it is really, really important. But then again, it's a matter of choice. But the reason for this video is, you know, just know when people are treating you in a very bad way and see that you're more than that. You know, it might hurt when you walk away. You know, it's not always the easiest thing to leave the person that you really like. It's not easy. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying that in the long run, you would appreciate yourself more because now there are some things that you probably would have dealt with, you know, but leaving that person, you just okay, thank God it didn't even get to this point.
My Thanksgiving every day is that it didn't get to marriage, because I'm telling you, it would have been worse. Whatever
you would have quit your job, you know that, right?
Yeah, he would have made me, as in quit anything, even the singing himself. He would have made me. He would have put it on the back burner.
Oh, by the way, she just released a song. Yeah,
Hosanna.
Yeah, she just.
So he would have put all of that at the back burner, and then I would have been the one tagging along with him. That is what would have happened. So my friends means that it didn't get to the point of marriage.
Yeah.
My only regret is I didn't have the courage to walk away early. That is my. I don't want to use the word regret, but that's the maybe lesson.
Okay.
I learned. Walk away. A broken relationship is better than a broken marriage.
True.
We have a lot of celebs now. When they were married, all of us were excited and happy for them, even though they didn't invite us. We didn't but eventually, now when we start seeing this story, oh, I made a mistake. It pains us.
Of course.
We feel bad. Like, but didn't you see all these things before
you went in? I hope this video helps somebody.
I hope it helps too.
Yeah, I really hope it helps, because it took a lot for her to, you know, sit and talk about it. Also, if you have similar experiences, something you want to share, you can also write them in the comments. But if you want to speak to me just the way she did, let me know as well. And because I remember that in fact I had a guest that was going to come from Abuja. I thought I mentioned
you mentioned it to me.
Yeah, she was supposed to come to Abuja, but for some reason, you know, she couldn't make. She had an accident, not on her way to me, just on her way to work. You know, so that kind of affected that. But anyways, she's fine now because I reached out and all of that. But if you want to share your story, you want to have a chat with me like this, please feel free to send me an email. You know, let me know, and of course we can walk around it. It's not even that deep. But if you also feel more comfortable sending me an email, you know, wanting me to read it out and people give you their opinions, then that's also fine. Okay, I hope this chat helps.
I hope it helps.
Yeah,
thank you. Lesson.
Yeah, okay.
Don't ever put the key of your life and your happiness in someone's hands.
That one is deep.
Don't ever. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't give the key to someone and say, just drive anywhere, I'll go with you. If you drive into a lagoon,
that's the end. Not you say you go with her.
Please. Find your own happiness. Find yourself. Before you think of being with somebody else, find you.
Of course.
You are important.
Yes.
You are enough.
You can't give from an empty cup.
Yes, you can't give out what you don't have. And don't let people pressure you. Anybody who's getting married, be happy for them. Everyone's what do they call it? Lane is different. It's
Your own will
different.
come. It might only take time.
Yeah.
And we're praying that God will fasten it.
Amen. No.
Expedite.
Expedite.
But yeah, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
for
on the show.
having me. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Share this with people you think are, dealing with similar issues like this, and you feel like this video would help them. Also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Join the Betha community, because why not? You don't hear our story finish, no one can subscribe.
You have to
subscribe to our channel, and please listen to her music. It's on YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube.
So I'm gonna put the name of her page, and I'm also going to leave the link to the song. It's on YouTube here, so you can just click. I'll leave it in the description box, so check it out. Yeah, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay,
Bye.
bye.